Is Asia haunted? Always debatable, but Asia might be home to some of the world's most haunted hotspots. So, buckle up. We're about to embark on a bone-chilling journey to the most haunted hotspots in Asia, from India to Japan, China to Singapore. Join us on a chilling journey as we count down the top 10 most terrifying haunted locations the continent has to offer. Prepare to be scared. All right, let's kick things off in India, shall we? This country is known for its rich history, vibrant culture, and, of course, its share of spooky tales. More specifically, we're headed to a little slice of spooky paradise known as Bhangarh Fort. Nestled in the Aravalli Hills of Rajasthan, this fort is not just a historical marvel, but also a magnet for thrill-seekers and ghost hunters alike. Now, this isn't your average run-of-the-mill, oh, look, a crumbling wall kind of fort. No, Bhangarh Fort has a unique aura that sets it apart from other historical sites. This place is practically synonymous with haunted in India. It's like the Disneyland of haunted locations. But with more ghosts and fewer Mickey Mouse ears. I'm talking about a 17th century fort, steeped in legends, lore, and enough spooky tales to make your hair stand on end. Built by Raja Madho Singh, the fort has seen centuries of history unfold within its walls. Picture this: crumbling walls, overgrown vegetation, and an eerie silence that just screams, "Get out!" It's like nature itself is trying to reclaim this haunted ground. Yeah, not exactly the kind of place you'd want to wander around after sunset. The fort takes on an even more sinister vibe as the sun dips below the horizon. But hey, that's what makes it exciting, right? The thrill of the unknown, the adrenaline rush of exploring a place shrouded in mystery.
See, legend has it that Bhangarh Fort is cursed. And not just any curse, but one that has stood the test of time, adding layers of intrigue to this already mysterious place. And we're not talking about your run-of-the-mill stepped on a crack broke your mama's back kind of curse. This is next-level stuff. The kind of curse that makes you think twice before stepping inside. We're talking about a sorcerer who was all heartbroken because a princess wasn't into his advances, so naturally, he cursed the entire place. The sorcerer, Singya, fell in love with Princess Ratnavati, but when his advances were spurned, he resorted to dark magic. Talk about overreacting, am I right? But his curse was no joke. It doomed the entire fort and its inhabitants to a fate of eternal unrest. But hey, the curse stuck. And now it's said that anyone who dares to spend a night within the fort's walls will meet an untimely and decidedly creepy end. The stories of those who tried and failed are enough to keep most people away after dark. So maybe pack an extra flashlight and some holy water if you plan on visiting, just in case. Better safe than sorry, right?
Now, I know what you're thinking. Shane, or whoever you are this time, is this place really as haunted as everyone says? It's a fair question, given the number of haunted places that turn out to be more hype than haunt. And to that, my friends, I say, the jury's still out. While some swear by their ghostly encounters, others leave unimpressed. But the atmosphere alone is enough to make you question reality. But there's something undeniably eerie about Bhangarh Fort. The air feels thick with history, and something else, something you can't quite put your finger on. Locals will tell you tales of villagers vanishing into thin air, their disappearances adding to the fort's dark reputation. Strange lights dancing in the ruins at night, as if the spirits of the past are still roaming the grounds, and disembodied voices that'll send shivers down your spine. These voices are said to be the whispers of those who met their end within these walls. And let's be real, when even the locals are creeped out by a place, it's got to be at least a little bit haunted. Their stories and warnings add a layer of authenticity to the fort's haunted status.
Even the Indian government has gotten in on the action. They've put up signs warning visitors to stay away after dark, adding an official stamp to the fort's eerie reputation. They've actually forbidden anyone from entering the fort after sunset and before sunrise. It's like a curfew, but for ghosts and the brave souls who dare to encounter them. Talk about an official spooky seal of approval. When the government steps in to regulate ghostly activities, things are serious. It's like they're saying, yeah, this place is probably crawling with ghosts, so enter at your own risk. It's a warning and a challenge all rolled into one.
So, if you're ever in India and looking for a healthy dose of spine-chilling adventure, swing by Bhangarh Fort. It's a must-visit for anyone interested in the paranormal or just looking to experience a piece of India's haunted history. Just, maybe visit during the day and bring a friend. Safety in numbers after all. Or, maybe just send a drone in there. Let technology take the risk while you watch from a safe distance. Either way, Bhangarh Fort is an experience you won't soon forget. Alright, let's hop on over to Indonesia, shall we? This beautiful archipelago is known for its stunning beaches, vibrant culture, and rich history. But today, we're diving into something a bit more mysterious. Because our next stop is about to take us from crumbling forts to a haunted office building. Yes, you heard that right, a haunted office building. It's not your typical spooky mansion or abandoned asylum, but trust me, it's just as eerie. That's right, folks. I said office building. Imagine going to work every day in a place where the supernatural is just part of the daily grind. Creepy, right? Get ready to update your resumes because we're headed to Lawang, Sewu. This place is not just any office building, it's a historical landmark with a dark and twisted past. Now, this place has a bit of a split personality. By day, it's a beautiful piece of colonial architecture, drawing in tourists from all over the world. During the day, it's a historical landmark, a majestic colonial-era building with stunning architecture and a rich history. The intricate details and grand design are a testament to its past glory. Tourists wander the halls, snapping pictures and soaking up the vibes. They marvel at the beauty and craftsmanship, unaware of the building's darker side. But when the sun sets, oh boy, Lawang Sewu takes on a whole new personality. The once inviting halls become shadowy and foreboding, and the air grows thick with an unsettling energy.
It transforms from a tourist hotspot into, let's be honest, a paranormal playground. The shift is almost palpable, as if the building itself is shedding its daytime facade to reveal its true nature. See, back in the day, Lawang Sewu was the central train station office. It was bustling with activity, a hub of transportation and communication. But then, World War II rolled around and things took a dark turn. The building was repurposed, and its halls that once echoed with the sounds of daily life became filled with the cries of the suffering. The building became a prison, and sadly, a site of torture and execution. The walls that once witnessed the hustle and bustle of train schedules now bore silent witness to unspeakable horrors. And, as you can imagine, when you've got that much suffering concentrated in one spot, well, let's just say the energy tends to linger. The very air seems to carry the weight of the past. Nowadays, people whisper about ghostly apparitions roaming the halls, unexplained cold spots that would make a penguin shiver, and the chilling sounds of screams echoing through the corridors. It's as if the building itself is haunted by its own history.
Now, one of the creepiest things about Lawang Sewu is its basement. This isn't just any basement. It's a place where the darkness feels almost alive. This isn't your average dusty old basement filled with holiday decorations and that one box of stuff you're too scared to open. No, this basement has a history that makes it a focal point for paranormal activity. Oh no, this basement is the stuff of nightmares. It's a labyrinth of dark, foreboding corridors that seem to stretch on forever, each turn more unsettling than the last. It's dark, it's damp, and it's said to be where many prisoners were held captive and met their untimely demise. The very walls seem to whisper tales of sorrow and despair. Visitors, and let's be honest, probably some brave souls who wandered in by mistake, have reported feeling an overwhelming sense of dread down there. It's as if the basement itself is trying to warn them to leave. Some even claim to have seen shadowy figures lurking in the corners, just out of reach. These apparitions seem to watch silently, adding to the oppressive atmosphere.
But hey, if basements aren't your thing, don't worry. Lawang Sewu has plenty of other spooky delights to offer. The entire building is a treasure trove of the supernatural. The building is famous for its thousands of windows. Each window seems to hold a story, a glimpse into another time. Seriously, we're talking windows for days. And each one seems to have its own unique character, adding to the building's mystique. And legend has it that these windows act as portals, allowing spirits to pass freely between the spirit world and ours. It's as if the building itself is a gateway to another realm. So, if you're ever in Indonesia and you're looking for a paranormal experience that'll make your hair stand on end, Lawang Sewu is calling your name. It's a place where history and the supernatural intertwine. Just, maybe bring a spare pair of pants. You never know when you might need them in a place like this. Just in case. After all, it's better to be prepared when you're stepping into the unknown.
Alright, buckle up, spooky squad, because we're heading to China, to a place that's absolutely lousy with history. The Forbidden City. This place was literally built for emperors, which, if you think about it, is a pretty sweet gig. You get to design your own house, eat whatever you want, and wear those little hats. But here's the catch. Turns out, living in a palace built on centuries of drama and intrigue might just invite a few uninvited guests. That's right, we're talking ghosts, folks. And not just any ghosts, but the ghosts of emperors, empresses, and who knows who else roamed these halls. Talk about awkward dinner party guests. One of the most famous residents of the afterlife here is the Empress Dowager Cixi. She was basically the Beyoncé of the Qing dynasty. Powerful, respected, and probably threw some amazing shade. Now, people say her spirit lingers, keeping an eye on the place. Just your average, everyday ghost of an empress haunting a 9,000-room palace. NBD.
Next stop, Singapore. And no, we're not here for the shopping or the food, though I highly recommend both. We're here for the old Changi Hospital, a place with a past so intense, it'd make your grandma's ghost stories sound like bedtime lullabies. See, this wasn't your average hospital. It was a military hospital during World War II, which means it saw things that would make your hair stand on end. We're talking about unspeakable suffering, unimaginable loss, and the kind of lingering energy that just screams, "Get me out of here." Now imagine being a ghost just trying to chill in the afterlife. You'd probably head straight for a place like this. Right? Wrong. This place is basically the VIP section of haunted hotspots. It's crawling with paranormal activity, from ghostly patients to phantom doctors making their rounds.
Okay, thrill seekers, let's hop over to Thailand, where the beaches are beautiful, the food is fire, and the abandoned skyscrapers are, well, haunted. Introducing the Sathorn Unique Tower, a building that's basically a giant middle finger to the phrase unfinished business. Construction on this place came to a screeching halt in the late 90s, leaving behind a shell of what could have been Bangkok's hottest address. Now it stands as a monument to bad investments and even worse vibes. I mean, think about it. A skyscraper, empty and echoing, with nothing but the wind whistling through broken windows. Add in a few rumors of accidental deaths during construction, and you've got yourself a recipe for a real-life horror movie set. The locals will tell you this place is crawling with spirits. And let's be honest, I'm not one to argue with the locals, especially when it comes to ghosts.
Chapter 7. Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital, South Korea. Welcome to the asylum. Alright folks, buckle up because we're heading to South Korea. And no, it's not for K-pop or kimchi, though those are fantastic. We're talking about Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital, a place where fantastic takes a hard left into freaky. This abandoned asylum is basically a horror movie starter kit, creepy medical equipment just scattered about? Check. Peeling paint and rusting bars? Oh, you better believe that's a check. Stories of patients mistreated and driven to madness by a cruel staff? Yeah, this place has got them. They even say the head doctor was a real piece of work, experimenting on patients, locking them away. Typical horror movie doctor stuff. And you just know I gotta ask, did he ever get his comeuppance? Honestly, with a place this haunted, I'm gonna guess. Probably not. But hey, maybe all those tortured souls wandering the halls is just a load of baloney. Or maybe, just maybe, Gonjiam is a giant paranormal beacon, just screaming out for some answers. You know me, I'm ready to listen. Are you? What the story behind? Patience or paranormal? Now, I'm not saying I believe all the stories about Gonjiam. I'm just saying, I've seen enough creepy stuff in my time to know that where there's smoke, there might be a ghost having a bonfire. People claim to have seen shadow figures lurking in the hallways, heard whispers and screams echoing through the empty rooms. Some even say they've been touched, scratched, even possessed by the restless spirits trapped within these walls. Is it true? Who knows? But it's enough to make you think twice about spending a night in this abandoned asylum. And by think twice, I mean absolutely not. No way. Not even for all the Scooby snacks in the world. So what do you think? Is Gonjiam just a creepy abandoned building, or is it a portal to another realm, a haven for the lost and tormented souls? You decide. But if you choose to visit, don't come crying to me if you end up running for your life. Let's investigate the facts in this place. Let's take a step back and delve into the history of this eerie place. Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital opened its doors in the early 20th century, aiming to provide care for the mentally ill. However, over the years, it gained a notorious reputation for its inhumane treatment of patients. Reports of abuse, neglect, and unethical medical practices began to surface, painting a grim picture of the hospital's operations. The local community whispered about the horrors that took place within its walls, and soon, the hospital was shrouded in mystery and fear. By the late 1990s, the hospital was abruptly closed down. Officially, it was due to financial difficulties, but rumors suggest that the real reason was far more sinister. Some say that the spirits of the mistreated patients had become too restless, making it impossible for the hospital to continue its operations. Since its closure, Gonjiam has become a hotspot for paranormal investigators and thrill seekers. Armed with ghost hunting equipment, they venture into the decaying building, hoping to capture evidence of the supernatural. The basement, in particular, is said to be the most haunted area of the hospital. Many have reported feeling an overwhelming sense of dread and unease as they descend into the darkness. Some even claim to have seen apparitions of former patients wandering the halls. Local legends add to the mystique of Gonjiam. One story tells of a nurse who went mad and took her own life in the hospital. Her spirit is said to roam the corridors, seeking revenge on those who wronged her. Another tale speaks of a patient who disappeared without a trace, only to be found years later, haunting the very room where he was last seen. Visiting Gonjiam at night is not for the faint of heart. The silence is deafening, broken only by the occasional creak of the old building settling. Shadows seem to move on their own, and the air is thick with an unexplainable tension. Many who have dared to explore the hospital at night have come away with chilling stories. Some have heard disembodied voices calling their names, while others have felt an icy hand brush against their skin. The fear is palpable, and it's no wonder that Gonjiam is considered one of the most haunted places in South Korea. So, whether you're a skeptic or a believer, there's no denying that Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital holds a certain allure. Its dark history and the countless tales of paranormal activity make it a place of intrigue and fear. Would you dare to visit and uncover the secrets that lie within its walls? Let's move on to one of the most populous country in the world, Khara, Khoto, China. But we're not talking about some bustling metropolis. Oh no, we're diving deep into the Gobi Desert, to a place called Khara, Khoto. Now, this isn't your typical abandoned city. Khara, Khoto was once a thriving trading post on the Silk Road, a place of bustling markets, impressive temples, and probably some really good street food. But then, boom, it was abandoned, left to the mercy of the desert winds. Some say it was a lack of water. Others claim a Mongol siege forced the inhabitants to flee. But the details are shrouded in mystery, lost to time, like tears in the rain. And you know what happens when a place is steeped in mystery? That's right, the ghost stories come out to play. They say the souls of the people who lived and died in Khara, Khoto never left. They're trapped, wandering the deserted streets, forever bound to the city they once called home. Sounds a little sad, honestly, but also, a little spooky. People have reported to hear whispers in the wind. Now, you might think a city in the middle of the desert is pretty easy to avoid, and you'd be right for the most part. But that doesn't mean Khara, Khoto doesn't have its fair share of eerie encounters. Travelers passing through the Gobi have reported strange lights flickering in the distance, eerie music carried on the wind, and voices whispering their names even when there's no one around for miles. I mean, I've gotten a chill just thinking about it. Some say these are the whispers of the desert, the ghosts of Khara, Khoto trying to communicate with the living. Or maybe it's just the wind playing tricks on your mind. Dehydration can do that to you, Whatever the truth may be, Khara, Khoto remains a haunting reminder of the power of nature and the impermanence of even the grandest civilizations. It's a place where history and mystery collide, a ghost city whispering secrets on the wind. Folks, we are moving on to Himeji Castle, Japan. This place is more than just a pretty face. Okay folks, get ready to say konnichiwa to some Japanese spookiness. This time we're heading to Himeji Castle, a place that's both breathtakingly beautiful and spine-chillingly haunted. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't Himeji Castle like a super famous tourist spot? And you'd be right. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is known for its stunning architecture, its elegant gardens, and its long, storied history. But beneath the surface of this picture-perfect postcard destination lies a darker side. Himeji Castle has secrets, my friends. Secrets that whisper in the shadows of its towering walls and echo through its empty corridors. We're talking ghosts, folks. Real deal, bone-chilling ghosts. You see, Himeji Castle has seen its fair share of tragedy over the centuries. Battles have been fought, lives have been lost, and some say the spirits of those who perished within its walls still linger. One of the most famous ghosts of Himeji Castle is Okiku, a young servant girl who met a tragic end. Legend has it that she was falsely accused of stealing a precious plate and, in her despair, threw herself down a well. Now they say her spirit roams the castle, counting plates over and over again, her mournful cries echoing through the night. Some visitors even claim to have heard the splashing of water, as if Okiku is forever reliving her final moments. But Okiku isn't the only restless spirit said to haunt Himeji Castle. There are tales of samurai warriors, their armor clanking in the dead of night, and court ladies, their silken robes rustling through the corridors. So, if you ever find yourself wandering the halls of Himeji Castle, keep your eyes peeled and your ears open. You never know who or what you might encounter in this magnificent yet undeniably haunted Japanese landmark. Just don't blame me if you hear a plate drop. That's all Okiku. Alright, let's talk about the Penang War Museum. This isn't some cheesy tourist trap with plastic skeletons. This place was ground zero during World War II, and let me tell you, it's got the vibes to prove it. We're talking about a former British stronghold that saw some serious action. Now imagine walking through those same halls, knowing the walls have witnessed unspeakable horrors. They say the spirits of fallen soldiers still roam these grounds, clinging to the site of their final stand. I don't know about you, but the thought of bumping into a phantom squad in the gift shop is enough to make me switch to decaf. Visitors and staff have reported all sorts of strange happenings here. Disembodied voices echoing through the corridors, shadowy figures lurking in the corners, and let's not forget the classic sudden drops in temperature. It's like the building itself is trying to tell you a story, and trust me, it's not a bedtime story. Now, I'm not saying I believe in ghosts, but I'm not saying I don't believe in ghosts either. What I am saying is, if you're looking for a historical experience with a side of potential paranormal activity, the Penang War Museum is the place to be. Just maybe bring an extra pair of pants, for the unexpected chills. Okay, buckle up, Buttercup, because things are about to get real. We're heading to Okinawa, Japan, to the War Cemetery. This place is a poignant reminder of the brutal reality of war, and it's said to be absolutely crawling with paranormal activity. Imagine standing amidst thousands upon thousands of graves, each one marking a life lost. The sheer scale of it all is enough to send shivers down your spine. Now, factor in the possibility that some of those souls never found peace, and you've got yourself a recipe for some serious goosebumps. Visitors to the cemetery have reported hearing whispers carried on the wind, disembodied footsteps echoing through the silence, and even full-bodied apparitions of soldiers still marching on, trapped in some spectral reenactment. It's enough to make you wonder if these souls are searching for something or someone. Look, I'm not saying I want to have a beer with a ghost, but if there's any place where you might actually commune with the spirits of the past, this might be it. Just, maybe bring a peace offering. A six-pack, a pack of cigarettes, maybe a Ouija board, the essentials. And there you have it, folks. 10 of the most haunted haunts in Asia that'll make you sleep with the lights on. From cursed forts to haunted hospitals and ghostly skyscrapers, Asia's got enough paranormal hotspots to satisfy even the most adventurous ghost hunter. So, what do you think? Are you brave enough to book a one-way ticket to any of these spooky destinations? Let me know in the comments below, and maybe, just maybe, we'll delve deeper into one of these spine-chilling locations in a future video. Until then, sleep tight and don't let the ghosts bite.